continue the next leg in the story. The business of betrothal. Ellie has put her skills as a report to good use. Ah, there you are. I've been doing some investigating of my own, and since we last potted, I believe we found our Lapis Maiden. The girl's name is Arabella, daughter of one Master Guguremu, a prominent member of the East Aldenar Trading Company. Her eyes and hair a most exceptional shade of blue, her beauty is the talk of the Sultanate. Her purported beauty, I should say. You see, none have actually seen the girl in the flesh. Apparently her father is the overprotective sort. Some say that the maiden has never put outside the family's well-guarded estate. But all this is about to change. Rumor has it that the girl is to be wed. Not just to anyone, mind you, heir to the Bruguier Consortium. A formal announcement is set to be made at the commemorative feast. It will be jointly hosted by the two family businesses. The venue is Costa del Sol, where preparations are going on as we speak. Word in the street is that the bride-to-be will be making a rare public appearance. It is here that the thief intends to strike. I couldn't be more certain of it. Piqued your interest, have I? My sources tell me that the bride's father is already in Costa del Sol overseeing the preparations. This is one scoop I'm not going to miss. And you're welcome to come along. Costa del Cation. You're not one of my associates. This banquet is for invited guests only. If you have no business here, be on your way at once. Beg pardon, good sir. My name's Ellie, reporter for the Mithril Eye. If I might just have a moment of... Ah, yes, that two-gill sensationalist rag. I read your tiresome screed about the self-styled phantom thief and his letter of challenge. If you have got to tell me my daughter is in danger, I can assure you your concern is entirely unwarranted. I have not kept my Arabella safe to this day to see her whisked away from me by some fly-by-night rogue. I spared no expense in securing the best protection that money can buy. The Brass Blades of the Gerbera, an elite unit of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them once caused a man's heart to burst just by looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief will be his last. I don't know, I'm pretty sure we have an experience with the Brass Blades ourselves. And we're still alive. If the thief is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen, or do those goggles serve some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous? Consulting Inspector Brialan, your reputation precedes you. And what, pray tell, would you propose? I have promised some of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter will be attending the festivities. To renege on my word would have dire implications for the family trade. My proposal is a simple one. Entrust the investigation to me. The thief will be in shackles before the banquet commences, and it will cost you not a whit of your precious skill. Free, the best price. Very well. Well, let us see if your reputation is deserved. But consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you will ever hinge upon this, than you ever will know, will hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances. Such touching concern for his coin purse. If only he could muster the same for his daughter. But do tell, Inspector, after he slipped under your noses at the last time, what makes you so confident that you can catch our thief this time around? Our man may boast 1,000 faces, but he has but a single modus operandi, and it is painfully obvious. A letter of challenge. A precious treasure whisked away from its rightful owner in the broad light of day. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker with supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless he means to target the maiden using the same methods he used to abscond with the treaty blade. Even now, the fiend is in our midst, having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to Miss Arabella at the feast. I have already narrowed the field. Arabella's betrothed, Vance, will be an obvious target for our thief. So too would be his father, Morgant. Yalto Nolto and his wife, Sainana, the guests of honor, will give the toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where the bride-to-be is set to appear. I think he's maybe a bit too tall for that. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Guguremu himself. Finally, we have Lewenhart, steward of Guguremu's estate and Miss Arabella's personal attendant. All the key players, save for the Lapis Maiden herself, have assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtless the Phantom Thief lurks among them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. We'll begin our questioning the suspects immediately. Should you encounter any suspicious individuals, you ought to report back to me at once. Hildibrand de Manderville. I can smell the stench of idiocy and incompetence from a mile away. The pleasure is all mine, contriving Inspector Briarden. Forgive me for not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a preliminary undercover investigative work. Yet to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease. Yes, I dare say your powers of observation rival even my own. Fear not, friends. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have arrived to defend the maiden's honor, as only a Manderville man can. He does realize there's still a fish on his head, doesn't he? Good Inspector, I realize we have not seen eye to monocle in the past, but a fair maiden's virtue, mayhap her very life, is at stake. From one gentleman to another, let us put aside our differences. Yes, I would welcome your assistance in this case. Me assist you. Aren't you a funny man? Makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that not even your bungling can interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. In the meantime, I have a promising lead to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins. While I know this may be asking much, do try not to do anything too stupid in my absence, will you? I would speak with you, but not here. I'll be waiting for you outside Costa del Sol. Come quickly, we do not have the luxury of time. You've come. Excellent. With that buffoon suitably distracted, we can get to the more important matters. Before we proceed, what might I call you? An unremarkable name, but it will suffice. Now answer me discreet. You were there when the Phantom Thief, in the guise of Larry Derilda, stole off with a treaty blade. Was there anything about our foe's disguise that struck you as particularly worthy? the identical appearance. The obvious answer, and yet all too many. A certain self-styled gentleman comes to mind, could not recognize a clue if it hit them upside the face. Your observation is astute. A thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the scene revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It is this stone that allows him to change appearances at will. Clearly, this man is no ordinary thief. Magics far outside the grasp of the common folk are at his disposal. This in itself gives us insight into his identity and his ways. And yet this is not what caught my eye. No, from movements to mannerisms. And yet this is not what caught my eye. From movements to mannerisms to that utterly obnoxious personality. Z did not merely look like Lady Gerilda. He was her. Such a feat could not be accomplished by magical trickery alone. We are dealing with a clever and thorough criminal. Not content to rely on his ample powers of disguise, he studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. He emulates them utterly and completely. Not even their closest friends or family could detect that aught is amiss. All the key players arrived at Costa del Sol 3 days ago when preparations for the banquet began. This would afford our thief more than enough time to study his would-be target. And yet some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in the mind of our Phantom Green. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume? A brass blade? Precisely. You are clearly far less useless than the bumbling inspector whose company you keep. Strong in number, few words, able to come and go as they please. Fearsome reputation to scare away any who draw near enough to realize something was amiss. An ideal entry into Costa del Sol for our man. Deducing as such, I made a point to question brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, I learned that there was one man who had not been seen at his favorite alehouse for 3 days past. Our thief has not made habit of wanton murder. Doubtless a poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to general security duties, each of the blades has been assigned to serve as bodyguard for one or more of the guests. If the man can tell us of his assigned charge, like as not, his answer will reveal the current identity of our thief. Our thief would not have had the time to carry the unconscious man far. I will canvass the immediate area. You may begin your search on the outskirts of Costa del Sol. Track down the missing brass blade as indicated on the map. Excellent. You're the less incompetent assistants I have worked with. Thank you, gods! Please, free me from this chains before these snippers eat me alive! There. Now, tell me all that you can remember about what happened to you, and try to be brief. We just arrived in Costa del Sol. Had a briefing of sorts. Master Guguremu gave us each our orders, who would be looking after and the like. I had a man to tour the area, get my bearings. Next thing I knew, I felt a thwack on the back of my head. When I came to, here I was, stripped to my skivvies. Much to the chagrin of those of us who have to look at you. You say you received orders from Master Guguremu. Who was to be of your charge? My memory's hazy, but... one was Morgan, father of the groom. The other was a Lalafellan gent from Limsa. The Alto Nolto. I'll try my best to remember. Were there any other guests whom you were ordered to interact? Come to think of it, yes. There was also the steward, Lewenhart. I had to review with him the schedule of events, discuss the protection of key supplies, that sort of thing. Morgant, Yalto Nolto, and Lewenhart. Thank you. Born incompetent fool, your testimony has proved astonishingly enlightening. I shall see this man back to the city into possession of some new clothes, after which I shall return to Costa del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, and for the love of gods, just make sure that imbecile doesn't cause too much trouble in my absence. Ah, there you are, friend. Not a moment too soon, for I was about to commence my investigation in earnest. Tell me, did your and your Inspector Brianna's avenue of inquiry bear fruit? Yes. Morgan Yaltonoto and Stuart Lewinhard, you say? This does not surprise me. Yes, I consider them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. With the Lapis Maiden in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildibrand, shall have our thief in shackles before the inspector returns. Fear not, friend, the inspector shall be none the wiser. Ha ha! If he had hoped to nab the fiend for himself, he should not have simplified the task for me so. Ah, there's one of our suspects standing suspiciously under that canopy over there. Just you wait, friend. I shall rip the mask from your face and reveal you for the rogue that you are. Ah, damn it. Stand back, friend! The man we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The mere slip of the tongue could put our case, nay, our very lives, in danger. But have no fear, Miss Ellie. Ready your quill that you might record my every word as I employ the time-honored odds of parley, handed down from Manderville men of ages past, to reveal our foe. I can think of a few topics that would interest my leaders less than your blatherings. Just catch the tea so I can have my story, would you? Don't worry, Inspector. I brought my quill and journal too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word. Capital! This is why you're my favorite assistant, not you? Now behold as I ensnare our prey with a web of words leading to his inevitable demise. Oh, this gotta be good. Good morning, Master Guguremu, and a fine morning it must be for you most of all. Allow me to offer my heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanting Miss Arabella. That doesn't sound right. What is all this nonsense? Arabella is my daughter! Just who in the seven hells are you anyway? Gods? Gods! Now hold your chocobos, Guguremu. I recognize the lad. This is Hildibrand, Age of Inquiry and Inspector Extraordinaire, come to save the lovely lass from the clutches of the Phantom Thief, have you? I reckon we owe our man our gratitude, eh, Vance? A Phantom Thief? Balderdash and rot if you ask me. That said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty indeed to have such rumors told about her. Perhaps she's worthy of me after all, haha. You exude an unusual degree of confidence for an effete. Fashion-challenged youth. Most suspicious. I don't think you're supposed to say that out loud. It's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you. Haha! That's me, Vance, ever calm in the face of danger. Truly his father's son. A worthy heir to the Bruguiere Consortium, and a worthy match for my daughter, I must say. Yes, I foresee many years of prosperity for our families. Or, family, I should say. Ho ho! Which reminds me, Master Vance, Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude to you for the golden clasp you sent her some months ago. It has not left her neck since today. Oh, that little trinket. 'Twas nothing. Tell your daughter the greatest treasures in the realm will be hers once we are wed. Haha. A time-honored Mandeville how to parley. You'd be sleeping with the fishes now had Morgan not spoke up on your behalf. That said, nothing about the interactions between the three struck me as particularly unnatural. Haha! Let us not rush to conclusions, Miss Ellie. A gentleman fancies a more methodical approach. Yes, everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Oops, I was supposed to be taking these down, wasn't I? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. I sought only to earn the trust of the family before confronting Yalto, Noto, and Lewinhard, who have aroused my suspicion from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. I don't think the thief is tall enough to disguise himself as a Lalafell. Or short enough. Hmm? Not you seen your faces around here with the East Aldenall Trading Company. With the East Aldenall Trading Company, are you? Why, yes, good sir. Very much with them. Some might even say we are the East Aldenall Trading Company. Oh, pleasure to meet me. Do tell, is the Lapis Maiden as lovely as they say? Sainana's here no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting in on in years. No offense intended, my dear. Ah, but where are me manners? Yalto Noto of the Brugera Consortium, and this me wife Sainana. I look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the moons and years to come. I dare say this wedding and the joining together of our family businesses couldn't be happening at a better time, or with all manner of fell beasts and beastkin taking aim at our wares. Why, just the other day a ship of imported foodstuffs was waylaid by the Mandragoras. Nasty buggers, all of them. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice him up myself and make a salad out of. You have heard of the Mandragoras, haven't you? But of course, I once spent a year honing body and mind with the Fist of Ralga. My fellow monks and I would chant several hundred mantra what's-its a day. And your food stores were occasionally raided by the ruthless band of rogue vegetables known as the Mandragoras, yes? Would it kill you to read the Mithril Eye and educate yourself from time to time? A fearsome lot they are. Rumor has it they'll not rest until every fruit or vegetable harvested for consumption have been freed from captivity. Why, they struck at the larder here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Fear not, my lady. I was able to arrange for an emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. It arrived safely some time ago. Settle down, Sainana. Forgive me, wife. She's always saying how meat is bad for a figure. And with that, I'd best go prepare me speech. Carry on, lads. Criminy. None of these three were suspicious in the least. We must not give up hope, lest he of many faces have the last laugh. Where there is a will, a gentleman shall find a way. Come, Nashu, we must move quickly, or the Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. You speak so fast, Inspector. Sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Now, where was I? Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. The Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. I'm not sure that captures the Inspector's intended meaning. But there's no time for us to be standing around. Inspector Brianna will be back any moment now, and is not the type to suffer excuses. Quite so, Miss Ellie. Fortunately, I have a plan. Let us investigate the foodstuffs of which Master Lewinholt spoke. Should we find any contradictions in his testimony, we can consider the man a prime suspect. Inspector Brianna will be back for long. Come, Nashu, there is no time to delay. Too high. Why are there bombs mixed in with coconuts? A crate of assorted foodstuffs and a veritable host of luscious-looking coconuts. It appears that our man Lewinholt spoke true? Ye gads! Are these explosives I spy concealed amongst these coconuts? Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear that we found our phantom thief after all. Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down, you see, and those coconuts were looking awfully lonely. It's fine, they have each other. Nashu! Far be it from me to cast doubt on your choice of hobbies, but what in the name of the 12 would possess you to bring your creation to an investigation? Well, there's a helpful in jogging your memory that one time, and I just thought, does this mean you won't be needing this piece of driftwood either? Your enthusiasm is always admirable, Nashu, But in this event, I fear it's somewhat misdirected. Now, set the triplet down over there and concentrate on taking notes like the astute assistant you are. I say, we are most fortunate that confounding Inspector Briarden is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he to chance upon this scene, he would veritably explode in rage. Now, let us dispose of these things before an errant ember sends us all to a fiery demise. Confounding Inspector Briarden, explode, a fiery demise. Got it! Are you sure about that? Uh-oh. Don't look now, but someone has returned at the absolute worst possible time. You were supposed to be keeping an eye on the suspect and staying out of trouble, yes? The inspector will have a fit if he sees you here. But Miss Ellie, should Inspector Briarden come upon these explosives, the consequences will be even more dire. Green and I will see to that Inspector keeps a wide berth at this beach. You two just get out of here and be quick about it. Quick thinking, Miss Ellie. Come, Nashu. We shall return for your creations once Inspector Briarden has been led safely from the scene. Investigation calls us, and we must heed its cry. Ah, there we go. So, Hildibrand has managed thus far not to destroy everything. Consider me something almost resembling impressed. Haha, indeed. But enough about Hildibrand. Green and I have been waiting to hear your latest theories. We should go somewhere quiet and... An excellent idea, Miss Ellie. Ah, yes. That spot just over there by the crates should suffice. There of all places, but surely we could find somewhere more scenic. I am not here on vacation, I am here to solve a case. Besides, we cannot afford to have our conversation overheard. That junk-littered beach should afford some welcome privacy. Yes, Inspector. Privacy indeed. Bloody hells. Don't worry, Green, I'll figure out some way to lead him clear of those bombs. Hi, Hildibrand's over there. Is it just me, or is there a bit of chill in the air? Perhaps we should go somewhere warm. I, for one, welcome a respite from the sweltering heat. Besides, this will not take long. If you insist, Inspector. The questioning of a brass blade attacked by a quarry, I have identified the 3 individuals most likely to be our thief in disguise. To wit, Morgant, Yaltonoto, and Lewinhart. The 3 of us shall split up, with each of us keeping watch over... Ahem. Are the 2 of you listening? Of course we are! Beg pardon, Inspector. Yep, definitely. You look unwell, Miss Ellie. Perhaps you were right. I too feel a chill wind blowing in. Mayhap we should continue our conversation elsewhere. Ah, but there is no need. Wait here and I shall build us a fire. A fire next to bombs. Ahaha! Methinks the inspector has taken leave of his senses. The chance of locating suitable kindling on these barren shores is infinitesimal. Well, except for that driftwood that dropped earlier. Here we are. This piece of driftwood should serve perfectly. And as fortune would have it, I just happen to have a flintstone on my person. Honk. There's no cause for alarm. 'Tis not blood that courses through the inspected veins, but ice. I could not fathom a series of events that would lead such a calm and composed individual to lose his firm grip on that fiery torch. Remarkable insight, Inspector. I must record these words for posterity. Whee! It's flying! What have we here? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Sorry. Could this be another challenge from the fiend? Yeah, definitely. Sure. Why not? Surely you jest, Inspector. It looks nothing like his usual courtesy. Doubtless it's just the idle ravings of some madman. Horribly transcribed onto a sheet of paper. Perhaps so, but we must exercise due caution. Ah, there are 2 more pages. Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. It is not the Lapis Maiden alone that shall come to harm. It is more direct than his previous challenges, but there can be no doubt as to the sender. But what is this talk of another victim? The final page holds the answer, no doubt. The final page? Confounding Inspector Briaden will meet a fiery demise. Ah! No. Oh. Look out. Hildibrand to the rescue! And falling just short. Whoops. I can't watch. Ah, perfectly calculated. As expected of Inspector Hildibrand. I would like to rescind my prior statement. You saw through the fiend's ruse, but how? Let's just call it reporter's intuition. Are you hurt? A ringing in my ears, but otherwise no worse for the wear. You have my gratitude. And all's well that ends well. Oh, no, wait, we still have a case to do. Hildibrand Manderville, were you able to learn all of the fiend who made this ignoble attempt on my life? I exhausted every effort, Inspector, yet I fear our quarry proves ever elusive. Excellent. I might have died of shock if you had. At any rate, our foe has revealed himself to be no mere thief, but a madman who will resort to cold-blooded murder. We must redouble our vigilance, lest the others come to harm. Yes, definitely the thief's fault, and nobody else's. Vigilance! Yes! Vigilance is the order of the day! What in the name of God? Thor's teeth! Those vegetables cost a fortune and are ruined! Ruined! Agent of inquiry, more like agent of injury and incompetence. You ought to replace the supplies that you destroy before the banquet begins, or I will see the entire lot of you rot in gale. That could have went better. Yes, it was definitely the thief's fault, and I'm just gonna leave you to ponder that while I go and fix this. What was that terrible explosion coming from the beach? Is everyone safe? Fear not. The fiend's artless attempt on my life has been thwarted. Sadly, your food supply did not escape unscathed. Master Guguremu bids that the damaged ingredients be replaced with all speed. Good gods, this is no thief! This is a madman! As for replacing the ingredients, I fear that will prove a difficult task. Those crates contained imported vegetables of considerable rarity, you see. Vegetables that are in particularly short supply these days, what with the mandragoras at large. Even if I were to place the order immediately, it would likely take days to arrive. Mandragoras? I have heard of that fell band. Tell me, what manner of vegetables did they steal? The rarest was an import from Far East. I do not recall the name, but it very closely resembled the Aeolsian dragon pepper, save for its color, which was a deep purple. Like an eggplant? Methinks you dost worry too much, Master Lewinhart. Our course of action is clear. We need only storm into the den of these overgrown weeds and steal your precious purple dragon peppers right back. I would advise against that, Inspector. These are no ordinary mandragoras, but rather a bloodthirsty band of killers given succulent flesh. Even the brass blades of the Gerbera proved unable to resist them. Speaking of which, I do need to start growing those Mandragora minions one of these days. Oh, a formidable foe indeed. Were only there a brave soul in our midst with a want for taking on fearsome enemies with not a shred of concern for his own well-being. Are you talking about you or... okay, myself. Your eyes, friend, they speak to me. They say, I shall vanquish these rogue vegetables and deliver the purloined goods back to their rightful owner. It does? And now I wasn't. So that's why people keep asking me to do things for them. You are truly a godsend, adventurer. One Sundimal of the Yellow Jackets have been charged with defending the roads from the Mandragoras. If anyone would have knowledge of the current whereabouts, it would be him. Without those ingredients, Master Kuguremu is like to cook me instead. Please, friend, you're my only hope. A gentleman would never let his comrade face danger alone. Let us away to Limsa together. Let's see, over by the Aetheryte Plaza. Ah, yes, the Limsa Luminsa Aetheryte Plaza. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum, villainy, and anime girls. Disgusting. You've come from the Mandragoras if you're half a bell too late, as we're away, blast it all. You hear the poor merchant tell it, no sooner had he opened his cargo hold to check on a shipment of vegetables than an onion turned on him, screeching bloody murder. Fled his own vessel in sheer terror, he did. By the time he came to his senses, it set sail without him. The merchant had left for airport hoping to recoup his losses. If you have a mind to go after the culprits, you might as well lend an ear to his sad tale. Ah, this is the thrill the chase, not invigorating, friend. Off the ferry docked by Fisherman's Bottom will carry us to the airport. Let us be swiftly on our way. Oh, I can't talk to him in New Game Plus. Weird. To airport, please. Eek! Don't sneak up on me like that. I thought you were a feral turnip, a murderous eggplant, or something like that. I think I jest you, yeah? You be seeing a different tune of his shot of tomato juice almost took out your eye as it mine. My eye! By the time I regained me wits, I already set sail with me ship and me livelihood. I'm ruined. Ruined. If I never see another bleeding onion till the end of me days, it'll be too soon. Here, most say the Mandragoras are a nasty lot, but I pinged the ass to farmers and provisioners all realm over. Let me tell ye, friend, that ain't the least of it. Putting their feral fronts in their larders and tables is but the beginning. The bulbous black guts are a far grander scheme, the revolution. Madness, you say? Take a ferry to the Isle of Umbra and see with your own eyes. A veritable vegetable kingdom where eggplants and turnips rule with an iron fist. Not so found fellow with a deep expression. I could swear I've seen his face somewhere before. Bugger me if it ain't the undead overlord what fancies himself a gentleman inspector. Which would make you... Aye, could it be? The adventurer what bested the thief and duelist in single combat? Yes. Well, bugger me and call me inspector. Tell me, is it true that the duelist travel with a demon bird whose crow could split the heavens? But that's neither here nor there. Look, I don't know about you, but I ain't so keen on the notion of calling a bloody tomato your grace. And that's exactly the fate we're in for if we don't need this revolution in the bud. I mean that literally. As we speak, the Mandragoras are planning to sell a whole army of their own kind in the Isles of Umbra. You'd be doing a whole realm a favour if you could go there and uproot them before the harvest comes. Many a case have I solved today, but I've not matched wits with this sentient plant life before. This should prove exhilarating. To the Isles of Umbra. Let me tell you about the shifting altars of Ooze Nair with the Mandragora squad. Whee! Who needs a ship when you can just fly? Okay, I guess I also have a ship, but that point still stands. Sorry, I don't speak wingdings. You feel a hostile gaze upon you. You feel a hostile gaze upon you. You feel a hostile gaze upon you. Seeds of Rebellion. Friend, my pursuit of the Mandragoras has led me beneath the surface. Yes, they must be down here, or somewhere. Commence the Mandragoras. Yes. The Mandragoras encountered. Sensing weakness in the realm following the calamity, the 5 rogue vegetables, well technically 4 and a fruit, are risen up to rid the land of all meat, including you. Cool out the Mandragoras before their averted insurgents gain steam. Oh, I grew big. Well, technically aren't tomatoes and eggplants both fruits? So there should be 2 fruits. Whatever. Come on, gather around me. Okay, I can't freeze them. Unfortunate. Mandragora slain! You're gonna be okay there, Hildibrand. Impeccably fought, my friend. I only wish I had seen the battle with my own eyes. You may go on to consider so I shall be along as soon as I extricate myself. How did you get here so fast? I literally teleported here. What do you mean you sprinted here? You returned! I feared you might end up a tasty snack for a crazed head of cabbage. Foodstuff pilfered from the shores and coast of El Sol. The stolen foodstuffs! You've saved my hide today. Oh, but I must see if these purple dragon peppers are intact. Master Guguremu is quite particular about his seasonings. Ooh, can I come too? I've never seen a purple dragon pepper before. That wild vegetable chase was a pleasant diversion, but it is time we return to the case. Now, there must be some clue that yet eludes us. Caw! The peppers have changed color! What's this? Peppers that possess the same powers of our disguise as our many-faced foe? A gentleman must needs investigate. A striking shade of blue, quite far from purple that Master Lewenhaupt described. Perhaps we recovered the wrong crate. But look here, Inspector. The crate is clearly marked for Costa del Sol. How curious. Did I say purple? I meant a purplish blue, or a bluish purple. The two colors are really quite similar when you think about it. These peppers have a most distinctive hue. No man could reasonably mistake it for any shade of purple. Unless, of course, he was wearing a very particular sort of eyewear at the time. Ooh. Ha! The charade is up! After the man! It is I suspected all along. The goggles have proved the key to cracking the case. With speed, Nashu, the fiend must be brought to justice! You can run, but you cannot... hide. Aha! If you thought you could outsprint this Manderville man, you were sorely mistaken. For pilfering a priceless blade, threatening a maiden's virtue, an untold crime against the law-abiding citizens of Eorzea, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, hereby place you under arrest. Done in by a snipper, a fitting end for an ignoble thief. Let us see what lies behind the mask. Not so done after all. Oh, where am I? Who are you? Oh no, he has amnesia. Nashu, quick, use your explosives. Ha! Playing the fool avail you not. I say you should come willingly. A gentleman is not given to violence. But should you attempt to resist, I disavow responsibility for any shattered skulls and broken bones. Wait! I remember now. I was on my way to meet with Miss Arabella, and then... Miss Arabella! I must find her at once! Oh, my head. It would seem that this man wears no mask. This is a true Lewenhaupt. I swear on my life that it is so. I was en route to the estate in Winepole when one of the brass blades on patrol approached me. We exchanged greetings, and in the next instant he turned on me. I felt desperate to defend myself, even managed to drive a kitchen knife into the man's right hand. In the end, though, he proved too strong for me. Now that you mention it, the imposter was wearing gloves. I knew there was something suspicious about him. There's still time before the banquet begins. Knowing our query, he has doubtlessly already assumed a new identity. And yet he could not have foreseen this turn of events. It is unlikely that he had the time to thoroughly research his new target. Most importantly, we now know that the thief suffered a wound to his right hand. We need simply return to Costa del Sol and examine the hands of all present. All hands on deck, you say? An excellent plan, Inspector. While you do so, we shall accompany Lewinhart back to the estate, that we might ensure Miss Arabella's safety. I have found you, little ones. Let me guess. You seethe with anger at those that took from you what was yours. Then it would appear our goals are in accord. Make for Costa del Sol and await my orders. When the time is right, revenge will be yours. The game is afoot, inspectors. Now, what mask shall I wear to the ball? Miss Arabella, what are you doing out here? You must return to the estate at once. Oh, Lewin, always the warrior. Your concern is touching, but I am a grown woman grown. Besides, I just wanted to see the flowers. Lovely though these flowers may be, they are as unsightly weeds when measured against your beauty. I am Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. Please, call me Hildy. The pleasure is mine, my lord. Much have I heard of your deeds. Tell me, are these rumors of a many-faced thief true? I fear they are, Miss Arabella. But still your gentle heart, for as long as Hildibrand is on the case, the fiend shall not lay a twisted finger upon you. This I swear on the Manderville name. The gods smile on me indeed, send such a strong and handsome gentleman as my champion. And yet... You seem pensive, my lady. Is something the matter? To tell you the truth, the marriage has been arranged against my wishes. I do not love Vance. Why, I have not even met him. He sent me this class as a betrothal gift, a treasure for my treasure, wear it always, the message said. I do not care how beautiful it is, it might as well be a golden shackle. Miss Arabella, you must not say such things. An arranged marriage to a youth you have not even met? Unconscionable! Father says that this marriage must happen, that is for the future of the family trade. Spoken like a true old Dan. But if I may be bold, my lady, would I be correct in assuming that you and your father are not related by blood? Quite so. Father found me amongst the beggars on Pearl Lane when I was just a babe. He took me in and raised me as his own. He took Lewin in as well, though as a servant rather than son. You may think of father a cold and miserly man, but to me, he is the man who gave me the warmth and hope where I had none. I will learn to love Vance, if that will make father happy. You cannot be serious, Miss Arabella. You are a beautiful young woman with your whole life ahead of you. Surely you would not have to look far to find a gentleman with whom you would rather spend the rest of your days? If I were to spend another hour with you, I'm like to lose my wits. But anyway, we should return to Costa del Sol and see how the inspector's investigations fares. I, as well, must prepare for the banquet. Farewell, friends. We've not a moment to lose, friend. The time of our final confrontation with the fiend is nigh. Our foe has doubtless assumed a new identity, but have no fear. Upon our return to Costa del Sol, I shall employ the time-tested Manderville art of parley to cut through the fiend's flimsy facade. This is an art that I would impart to you as well, friend, though there will be time enough for that once our foe is in shackles and Miss Arabella is safe. No doubt it will prove as invaluable in your ventures as it has in my investigations. Or, failing that, serve to entertain you when you have nothing better to do. But I digress. A gentleman must away to Costa del Sol. The fair maiden's life hangs in the balance. Not you, Miss Ellie. Come with me! I probably should go back to RTS soon. I do have some Age of Empires campaigns I need to finish. Also, hiya. Well, under the table, you say? That is definitely a Lalafell. Throw Civilization? Nope. I do not play Civilization. Inspector Briarden, I have seen to the maiden safely, and Miss Arabella will be along soon. How fares your investigation? I have canvassed the grounds, but none of the guests are concealing their hands. How can this be? The thief must be somewhere. Miss Arabella just left her estate, I hear. I suppose we'll find out soon enough if her beauty is truly a match for our own. There's no time. Without the thief in custody, we cannot risk allowing Miss Arabella to take the stage. But Inspector, Vance and his family will not take kindly to his betrothed's absence. That is nothing of my concern. Besides, doubtless the Inspector here will think of something. Me? What do you propose? You're the expert at creating diversions. Can't you just knock something over, blow something up or the like? You know, like you always do. Inspector Briarden, I knew the day that would come you would recognize my many talents. Worry not about Master Vance. Yes, for the sake of the maiden, a gentleman will do what must needs be done. The poor sop lacks even the wits to know when he's being insulted. Now to the task at hand, we must find a way to conceal Miss Arabella's true identity. Not far from here are the servants' quarters. There should be... Not far from here are the servants' quarters. There should be a change of clothes lying about. Perfect, Green. Find some suitably ordinary garb and deliver it to Miss Arabella outside the gates. I shall proceed with the investigation. And we got like 3 people wearing gloves with us right now. Has the lapis maiden arrived yet? I simply must look upon her beauty for myself. Servant's garb, you say? I much prefer what you're wearing, but we certainly have enough rags to go around. Here you go. Do with them as you will. Greetings, friend. Oh? What is this you have for me? Servant's garb. Sewn in a competent fashion by a reasonably talented tailor using materials of a satisfactory quality, these garments have been kept in acceptable shape and more than likely commanded an average to fair price at market. Servant's garb? But why? Miss Arabella, with a thief at large, the risk of letting you be seen is too great. Change into these clothes and promise that you will not leave my sight. But the ceremony! My father will be furious and Lord Vance! We are dealing with a man who tried to blast me to the heavens. Yes, it was definitely him that tried to blast you into the heavens. Definitely. And almost succeeded. We can't exercise enough caution. As for the ceremony, I have entrusted the matter to a certain gentleman. You need only concern yourself with your own safety. We should do as the inspector says, Miss Arabella. Your life is more important than this marriage, or whatever profits your father stands to gain from it. Lewin, if father heard you say such things... I should have said them long ago. In not doing so, I have put your life in danger. Besides, we have not one but 2 skilled inspectors on the case. It will not be long until the fiend is brought to justice. Very well. I shall retreat to the carriage. Pray wait for me there. Here. Here, there. Difference of location. My apologies for the delay. What should I do with my banquet dress, Inspector? Green, bring Miss Arabella dressed to that bumbling Inspector. I dare not speculate as to how he intends to see to his task, but I would imagine he requires all the help he can get. Now, let us return before the festivities begin. Ah, you return. Me? I was in the act of formulating a master plan to distract Master Vance at the ceremony. Is there aught I might do for you? I was told to give this outfit to you. An expertly tailored dress, certain to make your eyes bulge and hearts stop. Why, this is Miss Arabella's dress! I must admit to some confusion as to what to do with it. But worry not, I shall take it into safekeeping. And with that, I must attend to Master Vance before the ceremony begins. Worry not, friend. I assure you that Inspector Briarden and I have the situation entirely under control. Why not find yourself a seat and enjoy the festivities? Is this guy wearing a glove? This guy's not wearing a glove. Take your position and wait for the banquet to begin. Curses! How am I supposed to find my man with all these people milling about? Friends, family, business associates, it is an honor and pleasure to welcome one and all to Costa del Sol for today's feast, co-hosted by the Bruguera Consortium and the East Aldenal Trading Company. We trust that you've been enjoying fine food, fine spirits, and profitable conversation. Lapis Maiden. If even half the tales of her beauty are true, Vance is the luckiest bastard in the realm. Yato Noto, Sainana, honored guests, it is a great pleasure to announce the betrothal of my son, Vance, the future chair of the Bruguera Consortium, to Arabella, the daughter of Master Kuguremu of the East Aldenal Trading Company. The couple would exchange their eternal vows here today, that the happiness that is theirs may usher in a new era of prosperity for one and all. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present my son's lovely bride, the Lapis Maiden whose beauty minstrels will sing of for ages to come. Damn you, Hildibrand Mandeville, you had one job! She's beautiful. What a rabble expecting otherwise? She is my bride after all. Oh, those arms do not look like Arabella's. My lady, they say your beauty transcends even the boundaries of time. When we are wed, you will want for nothing. Pray, give your hand unto me. My sun and stars, yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. I am yours and shall be forevermore, Hildebella. Oh. What have you done with my bride, you cross-dressing deviant? Not quite I had intended, but I suppose it serves our purposes. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Arabella is safe and sound. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have but assumed the maiden's appearance to ensnare the vile fiend who would take aim at her life. The fiend who now lies defenselessly before me. The game is up, Vance, or shall I call you by another name? The Thief of Many Faces. Me, the thief? Are you mad? It appears that my masterful deductions have proved beyond the grasp of your mind. Very well, allow me to elucidate. While there is not a soul in the realm who has not heard of the tales of Miss Arabella's beauty, there are but 2 men here in Costa del Sol who had gazed upon her lovely visage before today. Her father, Kuguremu, and her steward, Lewinhart. As you yourself admitted on multiple occasions, Master Vance, you were to have your first glimpse of your bride-to-be today. Considered in this light, would you not say your reaction upon seeing my face was most unnatural? Who else could see through my ingenious disguise? Who could know at a glance that I was not the fair maiden? None save you, ye of 1,000 faces. I mean, the logic is there, yes, but... And anyone else with half their wits about them. How dare you make a mockery of my wedding day? Gods, arrest that pervert at once, lock him up in jail and throw away the key. Arabella! Oh, thank the gods you're safe. Come with me quickly, there's a dangerous madman about. Wait a minute. You're not supposed to know what she looks like. A glove on his right hand. Could it be? Ha 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 ha! The man is a fool, but it would have behooved you to listen to him. Alas, you did not. And what's yours is now mine. That's the thief! Stop wasting time with that imbecile and arrest him! It's the Mandragoras. You came all this way for me. You love me. You really, really love me. Oh, Hildibrand. How do you get there so fast? The tension is most flattering, but I have taken what I came for. And now I must away, my lords, my ladies, till we meet again. I hear that the real Vance was found bound and gagged in the storage room. Truly, Miss Arabella, I am sorry. For what, my lady? The banquet was far more exciting than I ever could have hoped for. Vance and his father were furious, of course, and our marriage has been called off. But perhaps it's for the best. I would find my own way to make father happy, by living my life as I would live it. It is you, Inspector Hildibrand, who taught me this lesson. For the love of God, somebody find him a change of clothes. But one thing still puzzles me. The thief's challenge said he would steal the Lapis Maiden's virtue. Yet in the end, he took only her necklace. Now that you mention it, Master Guguremu told you about the clasp when it first arrived. Engraved with the mark of the Sun Goddess, it is one of the most treasured pieces from the Bruguiere collection, known as many as Azima's Virtue. The Maiden's Virtue indeed. When the next challenge comes, we must take extra care to read between the lines. So they already know that a card's coming their way. Ouch. Over here, Inspector. It says, made you look. Ow. The fiend plays us for fools. Give that to me at once. When next we meet, I shall come to claim the victor's spoils. Another riddle. If nothing else, it appears the thief has abandoned any foolish notions of my assassination. Still, we must ever be on guard. The fiend attempted murder once. He may very well do so again. Yes, it was definitely the thief that tried that. Verily, Inspector, I must agree. One can never be too wary when dealing with a murderer. Hear me, man of thousand faces. You sealed your fate when you called me out by name. Mark my words, when next we meet, you will be mine. Yes, it was a phantom thief who was to blame for that bomb. Truly, verily, indubitably the phantom thief. Most certainly. Huh? Parley minigame now available. You have unlocked a Parley minigame. Entertain yourself as many a Manderville man has come before you by opening the toy chest in any inn room. Next time on Hildibrand. To the victor goes a priceless treasure, while the smile of a champion holds secrets untold. Are 8 legs better than 2? Can a Manderville man triumph over terrors and win the day? Hildibrand return in the Colosseum Conundrum. The key to the next case is also the key to the storeroom. Be sure not to lose it. Wait, it's a real key and a figurative one? At the same time? Not even possible. I guess we'll find out next time. How many hours are we at now? 3.5 hours-ish. Well, good time for a bathroom break.